AmFam, today y'all are getting all up in my business. I'm sharing with you what I eat to get shredded for competition and 2 weeks out for my second pro show of the season. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about all of it.
I like my coffee black, white too. Don't turn this into no controversy. It's my boo. I can make $250,000 off a haiku, and I can make another.
All right. Before we get into it, y'all already know I always keep it 100. I am a transparent human being. I am also a realist. So I got my notes right here. That's why I'm looking down. The first thing we need to discuss is if you are someone who is not a bodybuilder, you're not a competitive bodybuilder, you are on a weight loss journey, a fitness journey, a health journey, please understand that what I am getting ready to discuss, you should not be doing any of it. This is a totally different situation. Preparing for a bodybuilding competition, especially at a high level, is extreme. When you're on a weight loss journey, a fitness journey, a health journey, an overall wellness journey, you should not be going extreme as if you are a bodybuilder getting ready to get on stage. I would be doing you a massive disservice if I did not put that out there first things first. So please, please, please understand what I am getting ready to discuss is specifically for bodybuilders, competitive bodybuilders who are trying to achieve a pro card, who are already a pro, maybe they're a new pro like myself, and they're trying to climb the ranks. Now, for some reason, if you are on just an overall wellness journey and you are being extreme as if you are getting ready to step on stage, you need to full stop right now. Stop it right now. I don't know if maybe you were under the guidance of somebody and maybe they're just steering you wrong, or maybe if you're doing all these things on your own. But if that is the case, full stop right now. You should not be doing that. This is what works for my body. My body is my body. Your body is your body. Everyone's bodies are unique. You need to know that. You need to understand that we have different genetics. We are different heights, different structures, different body types. So I am sharing this for new athletes that maybe aren't sure what it takes, or maybe you're going into your second season and now you decide, you know what, I want to get to the national level, and you're not really sure what could potentially happen, what it could potentially take. That is what this is for. A common question that I get on a regular basis: what's the meal plan? Drop your meal plan. What are you eating? Let me tell you something. You can eat the exact same foods that I'm eating, and I am willing to bet, I'll bet you my 2 pit bulls, you ain't gonna look nothing like me. You can eat everything that I am eating down to the gram, but you're not going to look like me. Do you know why? Because you ain't me. I can eat and do the exact same thing that Laura Lee Chapados is doing. I'm not going to look like her. We are close in height, but our structures are different. This is this is such a massive thing, because I understand people are asking because, one, they're curious, and I understand the curiosity aspect of it, but on the flip side of it, I also understand that you don't know what you don't know. That's what I'm here for. I'm here to help, to educate, to teach you so you can learn, so that way you have the knowledge. And you can eat the same thing that I'm eating. You can eat the same thing that your favorite body goals. And can we talk about body goals really quickly? I do not like the term body goals. I don't like the term body goals, and I understand people, how they use it. It's being used in a positive light, right? However, on the flip side of it, when you're saying, oh, this person's body goals, I get you're inspired by them. It's one thing to be inspired by somebody, because I get inspired by people all the time. But it's another thing to look at somebody and you essentially are putting yourself down in a way, and it's gonna put you on this awful rat race, because the person that you are saying is body goals, I bet you're not gonna look like them. Even when you drop the body fat, you lose the weight, you put the muscle on, you're still not going to look like that person, because you're not them. So the best thing that you can do, no matter where you are, bodybuilder or not, underweight, overweight, whatever the case may be, you have to love yourself within the phase that you are currently in right now. Because if you can't love where you at right now, you're not gonna love where you are as you keep going on your journey. You're just simply not. So it's okay to be like, you know what, she looks amazing. I love how she looks. She's inspiring me. But I want us to just be mindful of what we are truly saying about ourselves when we are looking at other people and saying that that person is body goals. Be your own body goals. That's what you should focus on. This shit ain't sustainable. I don't know why a lot of people aren't talking about this. And when I say people, I'm talking about bikini pros. And I'm not gonna say that no one says it, because I have heard it. I've heard it, but we need to talk about it more. This shit ain't sustainable. Stage lean is specifically for the stage only, period. Understand that if it took you an hour and a half of cardio to get the stage lean, to get to stage, to place well, to win your pro card, to win a pro show, if it took an hour and a half for you to get there, guess what you got to do to maintain it? A freaking hour and a half of cardio. Now let me ask you a question. Who on God's green earth is trying to do an hour and a half of cardio just to sustain a crazy shredded lean look? Not I said the cat, not me, not never, won't do it, not living in the dead don't play. I am not doing it, and you should not be doing it either. And last but not least, if you don't like it, if it bothers you, if me talking about this just gives you a sizzle in your spirit, if you don't like muscle on women, if you don't like bodybuilding, if calories triggers you, then baby, go ahead and exit stage left, because I don't have time. I am an option. You don't have to sit here and listen to me. Why spend your precious time engaging in content that you do not like? That is the most asinine thing that I've ever heard in my life. I don't understand why people do that. I don't do it. If I see something I don't like, you know what I do? I keep it pushing. I don't feel the need to stop and let that said person know that I don't like their content, that it bothers me, that they should or shouldn't. No, I don't have time. You know why? Because I'm grown and I'm busy and I got shit to do. That's why. So, if any of this bothers you, close out. And if you are also somebody that is triggered by calories, you definitely need to go ahead and leave from here, because that is something that I am not going to apologize for. Again, I can't tell you what to be bothered by. Your feelings are your feelings. Everyone has their own trauma. But this whole calorie triggering thing is just really beyond me, because it is extremely egocentric. I don't know you on the other side, and it is very insane to me that people get upset when someone is sharing an experience. And maybe that experience is making them feel away. And then they want to blast off on that person that they don't know. Y'all don't know each other. And because they're pissed off because now they're triggered because this person that's just simply sharing their experience, something that happened to them, they're upset about it because now I'm triggered and you shouldn't be doing. Here's the thing. Triggers can be healthy. You know why? Because if I'm ever out and about, and I hate the word trigger, Lord have mercy, if I never hear that word ever again, I will be completely satisfied. But if I hear something and it is triggering me, it's sending me, it's, you know, my spirit's starting to boil over, you know what that tells me? Hey, Am, you still got work to do. You still got some shit you need to sort out. You need to go handle that. It is not that person's fault that they are talking about something, that they're sharing something, and it just so happened to be making me feel away, especially when the person doesn't know me. So please, if you are someone who is bothered by calorie counting, dieting, I love you, baby, but you got to get on up out of here, all right? Because the fact of the matter is, if you are truly serious, and again, you have to be real with yourself. If you cannot be real with yourself, you can't be real with nobody. You're a facade. It's fake. It's lies. You have got to be real with yourself. You have to be real with yourself, real about what you want, and intentional. So if you are just like, oh no, you know, weight loss or health or whatever the case may be, now I'm speaking directly to my weight loss and overall wellness journey people, not competitors. If you're someone you're like, oh, I'm just trying to lose a bit of weight, it ain't that serious, I'm just gonna eat this, eat that, keep it pushing, that is fine, because you also should not be at a point to where you're constantly tracking calories for the rest of your life, because who the hell wants to do that? Not me. But if you are someone who was like, yo, I am serious, I need to make some changes, like this is life or death, this is a health situation, this is a health concern, the only way to truly get on top of it and really make the changes, you have to know, you have to understand, and you have to track what is going inside your body. Otherwise, you're just shooting in the dark. You don't know what's happening. You're out here, you think about it this way, you are putting so much energy into it, but yet you have no idea what's going to come of it or how to go about it or to make adjustments, because you don't know what's going in the body. Like you're literally just throwing spaghetti up against a wall and seeing what sticks. There is a better way. All right, so I am going to pull up my Fitness Pal. I'm going to do a screen recording. I'm going to put it on the screen so that way you guys can see exactly what it is that I'm looking at. So for me, when I am doing my contest prep, when I'm dieting, there's different ways to go about it. There's meal plans, and then there's also macros. Am I focused? Hold on. This is looking a little blurry. There we go. Hopefully that wasn't blurry the whole time. So there are different ways to go about it. You can do a meal plan or you can do macros. I have done both. You know what the best is? The best is what can you sustain to. You will hear people demonize macros, and I understand why they demonize it, because this whole if it fits your macros. I've said it before in my previous video. You have to understand that a Pop-Tart's gonna give you a different look than sweet potatoes. Pasta's gonna give you a different look than jasmine rice. Jasmine rice is what? Not bad for you. One more time for the people in the back. Jasmine rice isn't what? Say it, say it. Not bad for you. We don't demonize food groups around here, okay? So the best thing for you is going to be what can you sustain. Personally, I've done both. I feel meal plans are great when you're first starting out, especially when you don't have much nutrition knowledge, because it teaches you how to get into the flow of things. But eventually, that shit gets old, okay? And so me, I have been doing macro style dieting since, when did I get with Jordan? For a little like 2.5 years now. That is what works best for me. I understand nutrition. And what I also tell people is, meal plan or macros, it's the same thing. The only difference is my coach isn't telling me exactly what to eat. Of course, if there's like a gut issue, she's gonna look at it and say, okay, you know, try this, try that. However, whenever I do my check-ins and when Jordan makes any adjustments to my macros, I will go ahead and make my meal plan, and I eat the exact same thing as if it was a meal plan given to me. I eat the exact same thing until my macros change. So, meal plan, macro, whatever you can sustain is what's going to be best. I can't tell you that. That's something you have to explore for yourself. All right, so let's look into my Fitness Pal. So I'm going to go all the way back to Sunday, and this is June 11th. This is my peak week for Junior Nationals. So going into Junior Nationals, I was eating 100 grams of carbs. That is low. My fats were 30 and my protein was 150. As far as the caloric intake, the calories for that day were 1194. Low calories. So I am 5'8". My maintenance weight is 150 pounds. When I'm cutting for a competition, my stage weight is 134 pounds. That's like what, 16 pounds? 16, I get down, I lose 16 pounds in order to get on stage. So for me, again, that's what it takes. You have to understand that this basically, what? We'll say 1,200 calories. These 1,200 calories, that is very low for a 5'8" body. That's the thing too. And this is why you can't go off of someone else's numbers, because that's a question I'll get from athletes a lot. They're like, oh, you know, well, where are your macros, or, you know, where are your carbs at? I had a girl ask me this a couple weeks ago, and I was like, oh, well, you know, I'm at like 250 right now. She goes, oh my gosh, that's so much. And I just said to her, I said, how tall are you? She said, oh, I'm 5 feet. I said, girl, I'm 5'8". What I'm doing over here, it definitely has nothing to do with you, nor will it serve you. So again, this is why it's important to know. This is why it's important to understand that everything ain't for everybody, okay? So these were my peak week calories. So if we look at this day to see what I ate. So for breakfast, I had 10 grams of fiber one. Why do I eat the fiber one? Because we don't have much going into the tank right now, and digestion is slow. We ain't using the bathroom. We're not regular. Bowel movements are not happening. So I have 10 grams of fiber one, 15 grams of blueberries, because you still need micronutrients. You can still have fruit when you're dieting for a contest. I have 70 grams of oats, 141 grams of salmon, and 7 grams of pecans, because fats are low, but I still have to get some fats. When fats get really, really low like this, most of my fats are coming from my protein sources, which is like brutal. But again, that's what it takes to get down. So that's my first meal. My first meal is always the biggest meal of the day, because in the morning, that's when I'm the most hungry. So that meal consists of 58.9 grams of carbs, 21.4 grams of fat, and 39.3 grams of protein, and it breaks down to 566 calories. Now, if all of this sounds like mumbo jumbo to you, and you are on a serious, heavy on the serious, a serious health journey, and you want some help, I am opening up a few nutrition coaching spots on September 1st. The link down below for one-on-one coaching with me will be down there. Click it, fill it out. Again, serious. The reason why I am putting a lot of emphasis on serious is because a lot of people like the idea of having a coach, but then when it gets down to it and we get moving and grooving, I think people have a misunderstanding of what a coach is. A coach isn't your best friend. A coach isn't going to be someone to basically force feeding you, putting the food in your mouth. A coach isn't going to be at the gym with you, especially if you're online. A coach is there to guide you, to help you, and most importantly, my coaching style. I want to teach you. I want to educate you. I want you to learn and understand your body, what works best for your body, because the goal is for you to not be with me forever. I just want to help you understand food, understand macros and nutrients and what works for you, so that way you can have these skills, because I'm a firm believer that these skills are lifestyle skills. These are skills that everyone should acquire. Everyone should understand nutrition, but unfortunately, because of the way things are today, people don't understand nutrition the way that they should. I do not do contest prep. That is something I am just not into right now. Maybe when I retire from my own competitive bodybuilding career, maybe I'll dabble in that. Again, I don't know, but this is specifically for lifestyle, someone that's on a weight loss journey, you're on a fitness journey, health journey, whatever the case may be, and you have got to be serious and understand that it is what you make it. I can only do so much. If you're not following the program, if you're not doing the things that you're supposed to do, that's not on me. That's on you. Essentially, you're cheating yourself and you're wasting your money. A lot of people like to say, oh, well, the coach isn't doing X, Y, and Z. No, most of the time it's not the coach. It's one, you're not coachable. Two, you're not following the plan. And three, you're not doing what you're supposed to do. So again, if you want some help with this, if you want to understand it, coaching link down below. And I still have something special coming. Some of you already filled out the questionnaire. If you want to know more, hit the want to know more link down below. Go ahead and sign up and you will be the first to be notified when my new thing launches. All right, moving on to lunch. For lunch, I had 80 grams of green beans, 2 rice cakes, and 130 grams of chicken. Sad meal, but that's what it was. It breaks down to 21 grams of carbs, 2.4 grams of fat, and 29.5 grams of protein. So I like to eat big first thing in the morning, and then as the day goes on, my meals get smaller. This is something that I started doing probably right after Junior Nationals, just simply because I realized that I don't like going to bed. I was having a hard time just going to bed with such a full stomach. And so I like to just make sure my last meal is just small, so that way it can digest properly and I'm good to go in the morning, because I was just dealing with a lot of bloat. I had a lot of gut stuff happening. So for dinner, I had 137 grams of chicken, and then I had my carb balanced tortilla. I love tortillas, and the carb balanced ones are amazing because within the carb balanced ones, they are only 12 grams of carbs, 2 grams of fat, and 4 grams of protein. All right, and then my little snack that I have, it was 1 rice cake and 220 grams of shrimp. That's my peak week meals. So as you can see, very simple, very plain, very bland. That's what it took for me to get in shape to come in stage for Junior Nationals. So then we'll take a fast forward. We'll go all the way to the end of June for the pro card win, because food did go up. So what we do is on peak week, we depleted the body down, which is what you just saw, and then we'll slowly start feeding in. And then feeding into the show is just, my God, it's amazing because you will instantly get more energy. Of course, you're still going to be a little bit tired, but Jordan feeds me into the show. So that way, when we were going into we were going into Universe. Yes, boom. So going into Universe, my food was higher. So we were at 250 grams of carbs, 30 grams of fat, and 150 grams of protein. So the carbs were up because my body was taking it. I was burning through it, just like blowing past it, and my body was good with it. So going into Universe, the only thing that really changed were I had more carbs. So we'll see here on Thursday, June 29th, in addition to my first meal that I have with my fiber one, my salmon, my pecans, and my oats, I also have 3 additional rice cakes in there because carbs are higher. Now you'll see that jasmine rice has been implemented. I like jasmine rice because jasmine rice is easy for me to digest. It doesn't bloat me. For some reason, well, I know why. So sweet potatoes. Jordan is like, high volume, high volume. I hear you, sis. I don't like high volume. And the reason why I don't like high volume at night, because it sits on my stomach. I was trying to do sweet potatoes because of course, like, you get to a point in prep where you're just gonna be hungry. It is what it is. And I would much rather have a little hunger than to just have my stomach feeling all out of sorts because I'm trying to eat high volume foods. Sweet potatoes, no. It was just, I didn't like how it was sitting. It was digesting way too slow. When I was laying down in bed, I just felt like everything was gonna come up. So that's why I just went back to jasmine rice. Why? As jasmine rice isn't as voluminous, however, it digests well and I don't have any distended bloat. So jasmine rice was implemented in lunch, and then you'll see jasmine rice again in my dinner. And for my snacks, I had 3 rice cakes instead of the 1. So that, as far as my nutrition wise, what it took for me to get my pro card. And at Universe, that is, Universe was definitely the best look of my season. Junior Nats, I was a little too much. I popped too much. I overpumped. Universe, perfect. And then coming in for my pro debut at Atlanta, I was too soft. We had upped my carbs to 280 and it was just too much. But again, those are things that you learn when you are, the more you compete, you'll start to learn your body. So now let's talk about training, cardio, etc. So for me, after Chattanooga, my training changed. So I am someone that I don't need to put on any more mass on my upper body. So upper body is good. Shoulders good. Back definitely don't. I mean, if anything, I might maybe a little bit bicep, but not too much. In fact, no, I retract my statement. If I do anything on the upper, just more so rear delts, because my rear delts can afford to have a little bit more pop to them. But again, it has taken me 4 years to look like this. In fact, let's take it all the way back. So I was a competitive cheerleader for 5 years. So we have 5 years of competitive cheer. With me being a competitive cheerleader, I was a back spot. So 5 years of being low to the ground, lifting the human up. Low to the ground, lifting the human up. That's going to bulk you up. That's why I have the arm muscle that I have. And so after that, after competitive cheer, I was a gymnastics coach. So I was once again lifting humans in the air. Doesn't matter, little humans, but still lifting humans in the air for 7 years. So now we have 12 years of lifting humans in the air. So by the time I got to bodybuilding, I already had a little bit of muscle on my body. Of course, I don't look anything how I look right now, but I had a little something, so it wasn't starting from scratch. After I was done coaching, I was in the gym, but I wasn't really lifting weights. I didn't really start lifting weights until probably about 6 months before I decided I wanted to compete. So basically now we have 16.5 years of my upper body in movement. And then not to mention 10 years of doing hair. So my arms are like this, blowing hair out. So all of this was an evolution of 16.5 years. That's why my upper body looks the way that I do. So that's why, for as far as my upper body, especially for bikini, like, you have to understand, you have to stay within the criteria. Every division has a criteria. For the female divisions, bikini is the entry level. We have the least amount of muscle out of all the divisions. So therefore, I can only have but so much muscle on my upper body. Tyler, the head judge, told me firsthand, no more upper body. You stay here, you don't need anything else, this is good. We like your hourglass shape. So for my training split, I have 2 shoulder days and 3 glute days, because now my main focus has been shifted to putting some density on my glutes. So that's my main focus right now. Cardio to get the pro card. Cardio was 6 times a week for 40 minutes. Now that's not a lot. For some people, they do get high cardio. The reason why we have to be we have to be careful with my body in cardio, just simply because I don't recover well. Recovery has always been an issue for me, and I think that's just been chopped up to 10 years of being a hairstylist, needing to know my feet, my body. Like, when you're doing hair, there's no proper way to stand, so that way your body's just not all bent out of shape. So due to that that caused arthritis in my neck, and then I have scoliosis. I have 2 curves in my spine, so I don't let that stuff stop me though. I feel like I'm pretty good at training around my injury. So just because you have an injury or you have arthritis or you have a little something going on, it doesn't mean that you can't train. You can still train. You just have to train smarter, not harder. I am 34 years old. I understand that I am coming to a place now where I have to train smarter. 34 is not old, but 34 is not 24. You're not gonna ever see me out here hip thrusting a million plates. I'm just simply not gonna do it. And then also, I know for me, once the load gets to a certain amount, I'm not even feeling it in my glutes anymore, so what's the purpose? What's the point? Because that's where I need to feel it. So making sure that my recovery is on point, because recovery for me, we know if I don't sleep and if I don't use the bathroom, nothing's happening with me. And most importantly, if I do not sleep. We found that out firsthand, like going into Atlanta Pro, because at that point I'm no longer at Macy's, so now I have more time to recover. And we realized, whoa, sleep is a big deal. And a lot of people like to underestimate sleep. Don't underestimate sleep. Like, yes, we're working hard, but you have to understand that you're not going to get any muscle growth if you're not recovering. And then this is just for all women in general. Like, most of the time we're overworked and undernourished. If you are stressed out, your cortisol is up, you're not going to lose weight. This goes for everybody, not just competitors. If you do not get sleep, you're not going to drop weight. So you have to make sure that you're managing your stress levels and you're getting sleep. Otherwise, you won't get any results. 2 weeks out from my second pro show of the season, Nashville Fit Show. I was 2 weeks out. I am no longer doing that show. I am shutting down the season. So I really wanted to go one more round, give it one more shot to see if I could end the season with a higher placing. That was what I wanted. I wanted that mainly for my own ego. That's it, nothing more. Coming back from Atlanta again on a high, excited, proud of myself. I placed at my pro debut. What more can you ask for? Pro shows are hard. Pro bikini shows, Lord have mercy. You just never know what can happen, right? And so when I got back, I knew I was tired. I think everything was just basically catching up with me, because keep in mind, I hadn't even processed my pro win yet. So I just did my pro debut, but I'm still hyped off of my pro win, off of my, my pro card win. And so I just realized, like, whoo, baby, we need some rest. So I was like, okay, get through this week, have a day off, yada, yada, yada. And then once I got to the 3.5 week mark of Nashville Fit Show, I just realized, yo, I'm tired. So that Friday evening, when I got to exactly 3 weeks out, Jordan called me to do a wellness check to make sure I was okay. And she said, you know, she goes, you look great. You have lines. I'm fine with you doing Nashville Fit Show. You still have top-notch conditioning. However, I've heard you express that you're tired way more than you typically do. That's not like you. And if you do not feel like doing Nashville, you don't have to. You don't have anything to prove. I'm fine with you doing it or not doing it. And I don't know what it was, but just hearing her say that just gave me so much relief, because yo, I'm not a fucking robot. I can't keep going and going and going and going. Like, and that's the thing, nothing's wrong. I'm not unhappy. I'm very happy. I'm pleased. I'm excited. I'm hyped. I'm just tired. I'm tired. Like, two things can be true. You can love the sport of bodybuilding, but you can also be tired of doing cardio. Granted, and that's the thing, like, some people probably say, oh, well, you only had 40 minutes. Okay, and that 40 minutes was a lot for me. I'm sorry you had to do an hour and a half. That ain't my problem. That's your struggle, not mine. However, for me in my house, I'm tired of doing the 40 minutes for 6 days a week. I'm exhausted. I'm tired of pulling out this phone and punching in my Fitness Pal every single time something needs to go into my mouth. And when I say that, that doesn't mean I just want to go off and eat whatever, because first of all, my gut's finicky. I can't do that. And even before bodybuilding, I wasn't able to do that. Junk food in my body don't mix. So that's not even it. I just want to cook my food, put my food on my plate, bring it to the table, sit down and eat. I don't want to have to weigh nothing. None of that. I just want to go about my life, eat the food that makes me feel good, and keep it pushing. I need a break. This past year was hard. I went through a lot. And now I am looking forward to, first of all, putting some density on these glutes. Secondly, slowing down. Slow down, because prep sometimes can just feel like your life is being expedited. Go, go, go. And then not to mention prepping, and then when you have a job, a business within the bodybuilding industry, that is also a lot as well. So I'm excited to slow down. I'm excited to have a soft life. I'm excited to do stage glam and not be tired from prep. I'm excited to have a meal with my husband. I'm excited to have birthday cake with my goddaughter. I'm excited to see my friends and just chill out. I'm excited to not constantly talk about bodybuilding all the freaking time. You know what I mean? Like, just because I need a break from something doesn't mean that I don't like it. And here's the thing. Yes, I'm slowing down, but you better bet your bottom dollar your girl is still working hard, because I told Jordan this already, and it's not set in stone. It's something that I have been coming to terms with, and it's something that I'm almost at peace with, so therefore I can share it. Like, when I'm still processing something, I don't share it. I have to process it, then I have to be at peace with it. But I told Jordan this. I'm about 80% sure that next season is going to be my last season competing. Ain't nothing wrong. Y'all, I'm about to be 35 in October, and that's not old. That's not old at all. I just have things that I want to do in my personal life. I want to have a child. I want to grow my business. There are just things that I need to do. So I understand that me competing, like, yes, it serves a purpose for me personally. However, the goals that I have set, I understand that competing, I'm here for a good time, not a long time. That's what God told me, and I'm good with that. So with that being said, I need to get off stage. I need to improve. I need to do what I need to do, so that way, if next season is my last season, I need to be ready with guns blazing on the money. So that's that. I hope this was helpful. Hey, Mom. Say hi to the vlog, Mommy. Hi, Mom. So I hope this was helpful. All the coaching links down below. The link for what's coming is down below. Follow me on Instagram and all the things. I am super excited because now I get to show y'all how to reverse. I'm really good at reverse dieting, so I'm going to show you guys how I reverse diet, my meals, and also I'm going to be sharing a lot more of my content on putting some density on these glutes, because the first half of the season, my goal is to get first call out. And then after that, I'm going to do everything in my power to see if I can win a pro show. Keep it simple. And cast one more net. Maybe I'll start saying cast one more net instead of keep it simple. Y'all tell me in the comments.
I like my coffee black, wife too. Don't turn this into no controversy, it's my boo. I could make $250,000 off a haiku, and I could make another quarter off at times 2 if it's